Local sisters thought they were moving into their dream apartment. They say it turned into a nightmare. Noelle Williams with the 19 troubleshooter. She's working to help them get out.
Sisters are known for their unbreakable bond. These two are no different. 18-year-old Taisha Swanson and 20-year-old Waltasia Grayson Swanson finish each other's sentences.
It's too many bugs. I don't like bugs.
They're talking about their apartment in Bedford Heights. They moved into their first place together back in October at Columbus Park Apartments. They say they're dealing with a pest and mold problem. But something that stood out to 19 troubleshooters was the walk to their apartment.
This. Up there, up top, the ceilings off, floor carpets off.
The hallways are stripped, wires hanging, and crews working on the damage. Here's a look at video captured about a week ago by the sisters. It shows damage in the hallway and stairs. Today, they have a major request.
I want to break my lease.
Off camera, the property manager says pest control is done every 3 months. Management also says that tenant requests are handled several times a week.
It's electricity problem.
As for the hallways, the building was damaged during storms back in late March. Strong wind and rain tore the roof apart. 13 out of 92 units in the building were destroyed. The affected tenants were offered new units or a way out of their lease. Management also says for tenants like Taisha and Waltasia who are just concerned by what they're seeing, they also have an opportunity to get out of their lease. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
In Bedford Heights, Noelle Williams, 19 News.